Thank you for your support and for watching avivTarot. This is a general pick-a-card reading. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. Not everything will apply. My readings are meant to be constructive and not destructive. I give readings to empower you. I will be honest in what I see and will not give you false hopes or empty promises in order to keep you happy. I will be compassionate and sensitive to your feelings and will not judge or condemn. Energies are ever-changing. You are still the master of your own destiny. Hi everyone, thank you for watching avivTarot, and today we are going to do another pick a card reading, and this reading is about your next relationship, your next love. And I noticed in that last time when I did this pick a card reading, it was a while ago, so we'll do a little energy update and see when, what, where, how, and the kind of person that you'll be meeting or be in a relationship with. Okay, your next love. So we have 3 different piles, 1, 2, and 3, and you can choose the 2 numbers together, so number 10, 29, or 38, or you can go by 098, or you can go by 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter. So whichever you feel most resonated with, and then we'll do on-camera shuffling for each of the piles. And so without further ado, I am going to start with pile number 1. If you need more time, you can pause the video. Timestamps are going to be in the description box below, as well in the message box. Okay, so people who chose pile number 1, okay, we will take a look at who is going to be your next love, next relationship person. Okay, so the first question we're going to ask is there a new love interest coming into your life? Okay, how soon? Okay, is there somebody coming in your life right now, soon? Okay, are they coming? When are they coming? We'll find out a timeline for the person, and then how will you guys meet? Okay, so we'll find out how soon is your love. Is there somebody on the way coming towards pile number 1? Okay, first, ooh, the Fool's card. Okay, so then how soon? Okay, when is it gonna be? Okay, it's a Hanged Man. That's interesting. And then how will you guys meet? Okay, how will you guys meet? How will you guys meet? Oh wow, this is some crazy. You guys got 3 major arcana cards. Okay, so the first one is the Fool's card. Okay, the Fools. The second one is Hanged Man, and the third one is the Empress. So is somebody coming in, okay, right now? How soon? See, this is the thing. You have the Fool's card. It could be the new beginning, or it could be the end of a cycle. So maybe you're coming out from an end of cycle, or you are ready for a new adventure. Okay, you're ready for a new adventure. It could also be your person that you're going to be meeting with. You guys are both ready for a new adventure or coming out of some kind of a relationship. So I think you guys are ready. Somebody is on their way coming in. The only thing is kind of interesting because we're asking for a timeline right here, and we got the Hanged Man. Okay, the Hanged Man, as far as timeline goes, I think it might take a while, but we'll go for the number. Okay, 12. So see, this is because it's a major arcana card. It could be anything. It could be 12 hours, it could be 12 days, it could be 12 weeks, 12 months, or 12 years. Okay, you're like, what? Okay, so that's why because the Hanged Man, I just feel like it might take a little bit of time, so it can take as long as like 12 years, right? Or maybe on the 12th of the month. So it probably has something to do with 12. Okay, since it's not like the minor arcana cards, which I could probably tell you it would be like within weeks, months, days or years, you know. This could be anything, but it has something to do with 12. So it could be 12 months, which is 1 year. It could be 12 years. It could be 12 days, 12 hours. So some sort of a 12, okay? So I guess it will differ depending on, since it is a general reading, so I do want to leave the range kind of open because it might apply to different people, okay? Some people get out of a relationship quicker, right? That's why this is why I feel like with the Fool's card, it was kind of like iffy. I was like, what does that mean, right? Because it could mean coming soon, because it's the 0 card, but at the same time, could be the last card as well. And so it means like you're coming out of a cycle, moving on to the new cycle as well. So it really depends on your current situation. So you would just take it how it resonates with you, and then the kind of personality you are, because like I have friends who will take forever for them to come out of a relationship, versus I have people who will recover in days, right? So it really depends on your personality, and all of that. So again, timeline has something to do with 12 hours, 12 days, 12 weeks, 12 months, 12 years, or like the 12th of one of these months, okay? And then lastly, how will you guys meet? We have the Empress card. So I would say like, in regards to like the place, the Empress card is, I would say, somewhere in the nature, okay? Also, this person I would say is quite caring, actually, quite nice, very pleasant to be with. I would say that maybe somewhere, you know, in the nature, like we said earlier, or like in a vacation spot, okay? Maybe somewhere, I would say direction wise, you can probably go like east, okay, of wherever you are. You might be meeting this person. I really would say somewhere where you could see a lot of greens. Maybe you'll also, because of like pets or something, you might be meeting this person. See, this particular deck is kind of interesting because it's kind of reminds me of a castle. So like somewhere maybe there's like castles or something like that. Maybe you're on a vacation going somewhere, and then it's like a castle or some sort, and you'll be meeting this person because it is the Empress, right? It kind of is the Queen card. So I would say somewhere that's like high-end, castle-y. If not, then like high-end department stores, somewhere that's kind of luxurious, high-endish, or somewhere that is like full of nature, waterfalls, lots of green things, okay, trees, forests, maybe when you're going on a camping trip or something like that, or maybe because you'll get connected because of like pets or some sort. Maybe you're, I don't know, volunteering at a pet shelter, or you have pets, or that person that you meet has pets, and then you guys, you know, started your pets and his pet or her pet kind of got together, and you guys, you know, and you started talking. So it could be that, okay, something related to pets. So now that's the second thing. We're going to take a look at the kind of personality they possess and what kind of person they are. So we'll start off with their horoscope signs, okay? So we'll do 2 cards, horoscope signs. Okay, the 11th house is guarded by Aquarius, or Aquarius is associated with the 11th house. Venus is associated with Taurus and Libra. Okay, so I would say your person's sign might be Libra, Taurus, or Aquarius. It does not have to be their sun sign. It could mean that they have very strong energy or possess qualities of these signs, where it's like the Taurus energy, the Libra energy, or the Aquarius energy. or their natal chart, they have very strong placements in like the 11th house or something like that, or maybe their Venus is placed in the 11th house. I don't want to get too much into the birth chart, so I mean, if you want to really know about these, you know, just maybe personally chat with me or leave in the message box below. But I'll talk about the Taurus, the Libra, and the Aquarius energy, what those mean, or what kind of personalities are those. So if it's Taurus, I think they are very, or like Venus heavy energy, right? So they are into beauty type of things. But the differences between the Libra energy versus the Taurus is that Taurus is, they care more about the quality of things, right? So if this thing is practical, they could use forever. So not only they need to look nice, need to look beautiful, but they want to make sure that it will last. It has very good quality. And also if they're Taurus, they might love like, you know, delicious food. They might be a foodie. Libra is a little bit like that too, but Libra is more like into like maybe trendy fashion, whereas Taurus is a little bit more traditional. Libra is, they care about, you know, being balanced and fair, right? Although sometimes the Libras could seem slightly selfish at times because they are always weighing on things. So whenever they decide, they will tend to perhaps, you know, I mean, this is kind of normal for everybody. We always want to put ourselves a little bit in front of things, right? In front of other, like we should take care of ourselves, okay, first. If you could take care of yourself, then you could take care of other people. But what I mean is that Libra people might also, they still care about other people, right? But they're always kind of weighing what would be the best option. Sometimes they want to blend in, sometimes they want to stand out. So it will depend on the situation for them. So that's why sometimes they seem a little wishy-washy, right? Undecisive. It's because they're trying to weigh what is their best option, right? And versus Taurus, they're just a little bit stubborn. They want to do things a certain way. They're more traditional. And then the Aquarius is a little bit like, you know, out there. They have their very unique thinking. They definitely stand out. They are very much into charity work, volunteering work, or doing things for the greater good of the society or the world. They are super friendly, very easy to talk to. So I would say like your person might embrace all of the things I just talked about, or they might, you know, have a few of the different personalities that I described. Aquarius also is ruled with like technology and stuff like that, so they might be very innovative. They might be pretty good at like technology things, or they like to be on top of the trend in regards to like technology. Okay, so that is that. Okay, now let's take a look at the kind of maybe personality they have. This might also give you like jobs too. Okay, so let's see what is your person like? Oh, definitely a judge. We just talked about Libra. A liberator and a judge. So Aquarius is very much the liberator energy, maybe even Libra a little bit, right? And the Statue of Liberty, liberator, the Libra energy, the Aquarius energy, where they want freedom. They like to free themselves from like all things that's constraining. Judge, very Libra energy as well. They want to do what's right. So they could be a judge too, and they could be somebody who's like, their jobs involves about liberation. And it says freeing yourself and others from outdated beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Definitely very Aquarius energy. They don't like to be stuck in the old. So I would say they're Taurus. All of a sudden I have this thing in my throat. So I guess it could be that your person might feel sometimes kind of like suffocated. They really do need a lot of freedom. And they have things that they want to speak about, right? They want to voice their opinion. The Judge card, right? And balancing justice, compassion, what we just talked about. I definitely feel like, you know, even though Venus is also Taurus is guarded by Venus, or vice versa. But I do feel a lot more air energy from these 4 cards combined. I mean, oh wow, look at this. Venus, we did talk about the Empress card. Empress is the Venus card as well. So we do have like things over here resonating with each other too. So yeah, I still feel like the Taurus energy is a little bit less strong than the air energy, just because of these 2 cards that just came out. But maybe the Taurus energy would be more reflected on how they are very generous, or how they love to be outside of nature. Maybe in regards to their family values, they might be a little bit more on the traditional side. But in general, they're quite innovative. They like to think outside of the box. They prefers freedom, very free-spirited, that type of energy. Okay, now let's take a look at their career. Okay, possible career besides the Judge and the Liberator. Let's take a look at their environmentalist. Wow, definitely. Okay, we have a time to decide. So again, I feel like maybe they could be like a freelancer as well, because they do love their freedom. So maybe time to decide could be like a freelancer type of thing. Or right now, currently, they don't have a job at the moment. Okay. Environmentalist still fits very well with the 11th house energy. They care about the environment. They care about the global, you know, all type of things that's associated, again, we were mentioned earlier about the greater, the well-being of the society, the human race, right? The environments, the world, all of that. So definitely very, very much into like charity stuff, non-profit organizations, and all of things justice, right? Being fair to everything. Okay, voice opinions or helping the minorities, that type of things. So now let's take a look at their personality. Okay, what else? These are the cards I created. Okay, we'll do like 5 different cards. Yeah, they are quite aggressive at times if they need to. You know, definitely not very passive. They're very book smart. I mean, if they're a judge, they could be very book smart, very, very smart, love to read. They probably know a lot of things, very, very knowledgeable. Okay, again, active, aggressive, active, that kind of goes hand in hand. So they're not the passive type. They're a goal-getter. Okay. Oh wow, they might be Asian. Again, it's not a very narrow definition of Asian. You know, like if you're thinking about Chinese, Japanese, Korean, yes, that's Asian, but also like, you know, everywhere in Asia. Russia would be like more Eurasia, so that's still like kind of Asian-ish too. You know, Filipinos like down more southeast, that's Asian as well. So the bigger continent, okay, of Asia. I do want to mention that too, that maybe they're of descent. Originally, they have some sort of an Asian lineage or ancestor or something like that, but they could now, well, you know, be very much mixed of all kinds of different races too. So they could have like partially Asian. Again, this is a general reading. Not everything is going to match. If they're aggressive, book smart, and active, and they're not Asian, that's okay. Okay, so just take it how it resonates. It does not mean everything will like match to the T, like 100%. But if it's like, you know, 80%, 70-80%, I think that would be pretty amazing. right? For the general reading. And then this person might be younger than you. Okay, this person might be younger than you. But again, like I said earlier, not everything might match. Maybe they're aggressive, book smart, and active, but then they're not younger than you and they're not Asian. That's a possibility. They might be younger than you. They're book smart, but they're kind of passive. That's a possibility too. You know, take it how it resonates and how the combination of things. But these are the 5 things that just popped up for your reading. And then now let's take a look at, will you guys be compatible? Okay, will you guys be compatible? We have the Page of Wands. I would say sexually, you guys might be quite compatible, or you guys might be very much the same type of like fiery, passionate energy. Maybe in regards to like, you know, being innovative or being like very aggressive or active. I think in that area, in regards to that, you guys are quite compatible. Very young spirited energy right here too, because it's a page. So I think you guys have like lots of potential to grow together and expand. But definitely there's a very good passion. I think there's mutual attraction, especially very, very drawn to the person's probably look. Yeah, the look, maybe a little bit of the personality too. But the personality, I would say, is because like both of you are very like outgoing, you know, cheery, fiery type of energy. Okay, so I would say pretty compatible just because of the Wands, Page of Wands coming up. You know, Page of Wands probably get along with a lot of people just because they're fun to be with, right? Very energetic. So now let's take a look at, will this be a long-lasting relationship? Okay, is this relationship going to be a long-lasting relationship? Is it a long-lasting relationship? Wow, we have Ace of Swords. This is kind of interesting. Is it going to be a long-lasting relationship? And we have the Ace of Swords. I think it's definitely a beginning of a long-lasting relationship, or some sort of a beginning. Okay, maybe let's draw one more card using the Romance Angel. Okay, just to clarify, the Ace of Swords. Is this a long-lasting relationship? Is there a potential? Yeah, okay. So we have the getting to know each other card in regards to whether if it's a long-lasting relationship. So I think it's hard to say. Everything is still up in the air. Again, I think it's really interesting because it's the air energy, right? The swords energy, and then over here getting to know each other. I think it will very well depend. And I said earlier, I feel this person is very, very airy, energy heavy. So I think they do like their freedom. They don't like to have a limit on things. So asking them about, is it going to be a long-lasting relationship, they don't want to tell you yes or no, but they are open to that possibility. They want to get to know you first. They need to make sure everything, you guys maybe see eye to eye on most of the stuff. Are we having fun together? And before they decide. And I feel like with these two cards, they probably are more the type of like live in the moment. They don't like to think too far ahead, right? And so that's why I feel this is the reason why these two cards popped up in regards to whether if it's a long-term relationship or not. They don't want to tell you, but then they don't want to say no, right? They don't want to say no. And they do think it's a possibility, right? But I think what you need to do in order to make it a long-lasting relationship, and I think what they care about the most, is that you need to be very trustworthy. You need to be honest with them. You need to show the real you to them, because if you're wearing a mask, you could only pretend for so long. They don't want to be with somebody who's gonna always like faking it or pretending to be somebody else that they're not. They want to know the real you. And once they do, and if they like you, I think the real you will make them want, consider the long-term possibility. Okay. Now, let's see if there are any challenges. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords that flew out. Any challenges is the Nine of Swords. I think the challenge for you guys in this relationship is, again, very air energy heavy. And that's why I feel like this person might be somebody who thinks a lot. Yeah, this person might be someone who thinks a lot. Or maybe you think a lot too. So you guys might be thinking about a lot of things, maybe always trying to have like the worst case scenario type of things. Maybe there's some fears of like, again, freedom, afraid of like freedom being taken away. They might have some sort of, because we do, every time Nine of Swords come up, usually and sometimes associated with like depression or just a lot of stress and heavy thinking about things, right? So I do think they think so much sometimes it starts to trouble them a lot. Maybe they, whenever I see the Nine of Swords, I also feel like it's a perfectionist card too, because whenever you're a perfectionist, you're always trying to strive for the best and you're thinking a lot, how do I make something work, right? And so with this card coming up, I feel like they might be a perfectionist. They're always thinking of a way. There's a lot of things on their mind that they're always thinking about, whether it's like improving themselves, improving like where we talked about earlier, the world, making the world a better place, or so they put a lot of stress on themselves to reach, to do the best. So their head's always churning and turning, and they're very smart too. So that's a thing about smart people, that they're always deep in thoughts and thinking about things. So I feel like because of that, the challenges is also that you want to not, this person might lack like communication sometimes because they're always deep in thoughts, right? And you'll be like, okay, well, so what's going on? Like, tell me. Or it could be vice versa. It could be you who thinks a lot and is and tends to not open up and kind of put, suppress things. So you want to open up, you want to be able to have like an open communication with each other right over here, and tell the other person a lot of things that's bothering you on your mind, so that you guys can work it out together, instead of you like, thinking about it too much, or misunderstood certain things, like over interpreting certain sentences that they say, or their behavior, or etc., right? So just you want to have an open, honest communication with each other instead of like guessing around. So that would be your main challenge, I would say. And then now let's see your final advice for the relationship. Okay, your final advice for the relationship for pile number 1. Final advice is, this is kind of interesting. This is the major arcana card 15. This is the devil energy. So any advice, I think this is interesting. So you probably don't want to be over dependent on the person. Okay, this is the devil energy. I don't think it's always bad. It's just the darker side of the Lover's card. Whenever especially in a love reading, if you get the devil's card, is that I think it's okay to be sometimes depending on the other person, but then again, you want to be independent as well. Okay, so you want to find the balance between asking for help and sharing everything versus being too much of a burden to someone, or the other person becoming too much of a burden on you as well. Also, this cards talk about like addictions, so you want to watch out for like maybe addictions. It could be you guys are addicted to each other too, right? Sexually. It could be a good thing or a bad thing, but maybe other type of addictions. sometimes when I see the devil's card, if it's talking about work, you know, it could be addicted to work too. And also over here, we did talk about that it's very air energy heavy. So maybe this person is addicted to thinking a lot, thinking too much, overthinking certain things, or you are overthinking certain things, overthinking a lot of things. And so instead of just keep assuming and guessing, you want to make sure that you communicate that with your partner. But I think getting the devil card is not necessarily a bad thing, because there's definitely a very heavy sexual tension between you guys. So sexually, you got the Page of Wands here too. I definitely think you guys are very, very sexually attracted to each other. There's very heavy chemistry to each other, but just watch out for overthinking, overestimating, underestimating, guessing, not communicating, that type of things. Okay, and show the real you to each other. Besides that, I think it's a pretty wonderful relationship for your next relationship, right? And I hope this helps a little bit, and you can look forward to meeting this person. And don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel under my video, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, pile number 2. Okay, so for people who chose pile number 2, let's take a look at when this new love interest is going to come into your life. How are they going to come soon? Okay, is there a love interest coming into pile number 2's life very soon? We have the Ace of Cups, but in reverse. Okay, that's interesting. And then we're gonna take a look at when. Okay, when is this person coming in? When is this person coming in? Like the timeline of it. Okay. I mean, the first one we did say is, are they gonna come soon? But timeline, we have 7 of Wands. That's very nice. And then how? How will you guys meet? Okay, how will you guys meet? How will you guys meet? Okay, how will you guys meet? Ooh, 6 of Cups. Okay, this is very interesting. We have the Ace of Cups. How soon you guys are gonna meet? We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, the Ace of Cups in reverse. See, this is the thing. If it's upright, I would say that it's gonna come pretty quickly, quite soon. But since it's coming in reverse, I feel like there's something that is preventing this person from showing up. I feel like maybe right now they might not be ready. Okay, and I would actually say this is interesting, because this is how you guys are gonna meet, right? And we have the 6 of Cups. I most likely for pile number 2 people, if you chose this pile, this is somebody that you might have known already. This is in your social circle. This could be somebody that you grew up with. This could be somebody that you've known for a while. Definitely somebody within your circle. Okay, so for the few of you guys that you say, no, I don't think there's such a person in my life right now, or that I'm interested in, or whatever, or that I know that's interested in me. Maybe you don't know yet, that's why. But there's another possibility, is that there's very deep past life connection. I don't usually talk about like past lives because some people believe it, some people don't. But if you do, then maybe there is like some sort of a connection. You're gonna, once you meet this person, you might feel a sense of very familiarity. Okay, so if it's like a completely new person, then you're going, whenever the first time you guys meet, you'll feel a sense of familiarity. You're gonna be really comfortable being around this person. Okay. But because whether it's a new person or somebody that you know already, okay, whatever it is, the Ace of Cups being reversed means that I think this person is not ready for a relationship just yet. There's still maybe some things that they need to finish up with. Maybe they're still in a relationship right now, but it's about to end. But it's not quite, you know, it's still like some sort of a whatever, maybe complicated situation, or maybe you are in a quite complicated situation right now. So you're like on the edge of like ending something, right? But not quite. So how soon is this new love? I think it's kind of with this over here, and then the Six of Cups together like this, I really do feel it's someone that you know strongly. But then again, for a few of you, if it's a completely new person, it's just that this person has a little bit of like unfinished business that they have to do before you guys will be meeting up. And Seven of Wands, I do feel like it's going to be quite soon. Okay, Seven of Wands, I tend to take it as like days, right? So no, hold on a minute. Seven of Wands is days. Yeah. Okay. So it could be 7 days. Oh my God, a week. So definitely I feel like this is Ace of Cups. It's like almost on the verge of, okay. So I would say that 7 days, right? But even if it's weeks, 7 weeks is still pretty short. It's like 2 months or so, less than 2 months. So I would really say it's between 7 days to 7 weeks for you, because it is a general reading. So it will differ slightly. That's why I'm going to open up the timeline a little bit. So it will probably be like 7 days to 7 weeks or so. So a week, 7 weeks to 7. Yeah, a week, 7 days, which is a week, up to maybe a little less than 2 months ish. This person, you'll be meeting this person, or you'll find out who it is, because this could be somebody that in your life already. Okay, now let's take a look at who this person is, right? So, or the kind of personality they possess. We're going to start off with the astro sign. So now with the rest of the things, you can probably start to kind of narrow down the list, if it's somebody in your life or is it somebody new, okay? So now, I do want to mention one thing, how you guys will meet. It could be somebody, this is kind of interesting. They're having like a little bit of a masquerade, or having like drinks and stuff. So maybe it's you guys could have met in a bar or something like that, or like at a party, okay? This could be how you guys meet, if it's not somebody already in your life or you grew up with, you know, that you've known for a very long time, or even not even like very long time. I would say at least if you know this person for like a year or two, that would be probably considered pretty long too, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at this person's star signs. Okay, Capricorn, Aries. Very interesting. All right, so they might be Capricorn or Aries, okay? Or they might have strong placements with Capricorns, right, or Aries. If you know anything about natal charts, they could have strong placements in like the Capricorn houses or Aries house. That would be the first house and the 10th house, right? Or they just have they don't necessarily have to be Capricorn or Aries, like sun sign being in this. They could also just have these qualities, meaning they might have like, you know, moon sign in this or other signs, right? Okay, so the qualities of a Capricorn is sometimes they're quite serious, okay? Or usually they're quite serious. They're not, especially guys, but women a little bit too. That they're not very talkative. They seem very serious. They're more of a doer than a talker. They really value work a lot. Like, so they love to work. They like working. That's like their sense of accomplishment or self-fulfillment type of things. And very, very hardworking and very, very cautious, okay? They understand their limitation. They do have like quite a boundary set for themselves. They don't like other people, you know, crossing the line. And I mean, you won't see them like blow up or anything, because they have a very good ability to suppress things. Very high tolerance. However, when enough is enough, Capricorn will blow up. But when that happens, you better, you know, stay away. Because they usually won't tell you. Okay, even if you step on their boundary, they'll give you a few chances until they just can't take it anymore, and then they will blow up and you'll be very, very scared. Aries, on the other side of this, is that they have no patience. They do have boundaries too, but you'll know right away. So this is a little bit of an opposite energy, so it will depend, right? You cannot have both, I feel like sometimes. But this person, Aries, is very, very energetic. They're a goal-getter. I think both of them possesses leadership ability, but the difference is the leadership Aries possess is more like, you know, getting people roused up and like follow them. They're super passionate. They're go, 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 but then they also dies off quickly. Their passion, they're like moving on to the next, right? If this, whatever thing that they're passionate about and they can't see a result right away, they tend to give up quite easily. Versus Capricorn, they are very patient. Their leader, a lot of leaders or high like CEOs, they do have Capricorn, okay, heavy placement in Capricorn energy or Leo energy. The difference again is that Capricorn is very calculating. They're a planner, like I said, and they're a doer. So they might not say a lot, but they'll definitely, if they do make a promise, they will fulfill that promise. Versus Aries and Leo, sometimes they will say certain things, but they might not be able to carry it all the way through. So they need other things to support it a little bit. Otherwise, but you'll definitely like to be around them because they're very energetic and they'll get you super aroused up and passionate about something, and you're like ready to follow them. And they're very, very generous as well, so you would like to be with that kind of leader. Versus Capricorn, sometimes they're a little stingy. They're very, very strict. They're super serious, so they're a good boss in certain ways, like you'll definitely get compensated. I take that back. They will compensate you to the extent that they think you are worth, okay? Versus Leo and Aries or something like that, right? The fiery energy, they tend to be quite generous as long as you don't do crazy things or being super lazy and not delivering results. They're very generous with their money and their time and energy and everything. But Capricorn will be quite calculating, or when I say calculating, meaning that they really would put everything on a budget and sticking to the plan and that type of things. Okay. What else? Very dynamic, impulsive, action, aggressive. I think both of them are aggressive, definitely, but my one Capricorn might be more passive aggressive, where Aries is just aggressive. You'll see it. Okay, so that's that. Capricorn, you might not be able to know what they're thinking. They don't like to share what they're thinking as much as, whereas Aries, they will let you know everything. You don't have to guess. Whatever they say, they probably mean it. And they don't think too much. They're quite easy to understand. Versus Capricorn, sometimes you're going to be like, I don't really get them. Okay, in general. Okay, so now let's take a look at their other abilities or personalities. Okay, and this could be also, could be some of them will show like career as well. Hold on. Yep, we have Attic showing up. Attic, I would definitely, seeing Capricorn over here, that they're definitely a workaholic. So there's the Attic right there. There's have some sort of an addiction. Addiction does not necessarily mean a bad thing. Workaholic means you love to work, right? So it depends on the kind of addiction that you have. So if you're a shopaholic, that might be a little bit of troubling or troublesome. But workaholic, it could, not be too good, right? Because you don't care about your health and you just love to work and have no other lives, right? But they do have some sort of an addiction to something. I would say with the Capricorn sign, it definitely means that they do love to work a lot. Okay, they have the tendency to overwork themselves. And then the second card we have Father and Detective. You guys have 3 different cards. Okay, so they're very good detective. This person might have Capricorn is very good at catching like small things, so they could be very good at catching things, very observant. Okay, and let's see what else. Okay, the Father, I think both of them might make a very good father, even though, so it's a general reading, so I'm not going to take this as father itself. I will say mother as well. So they probably will make a very good mother or father. And they like to support life. They give positive guiding light. So like, again, positive guiding light. Okay, so they're a very good guidance. Again, we talked about this earlier, that they're very good leadership type of, they have very good leadership personality. So I think not only this like father or mother, like parenting wise, but it could also just mean that they are a leader. Okay, people like to listen to them, they go to them for guidance. And so yeah, detective, they are very good with observation, and they have a desire to find out about the truth. They're always looking for the truth and wanting to know about things. All right, so they could be a detective, right? A police officer, or like a private eye, PI. Private investigator. Okay, so we have over here, we have music that popped out. So this person might also be a musician. Okay, and then over school, this person might be a teacher, or they might work at a school. So not necessarily a teacher, but they could work at the school, like administrator or counselor or something like that, right? So, or they work for like some sort of a education board or something like that, right? Educating people, teaching people about things. Yeah, they could be a musician. Perfect. Okay, so you know, they might not even have to be like a musician. They might just have very good, they know a lot of like different instruments, or maybe they have a very good singing voice. That could be that as well. Okay, so this is a deck that I created. We're going to take a look at their additional personality things. Okay, what this person possess. First of all, oh my gosh, we have perfectionist, right? Okay, this person, or they might be a perfectionist, or they have some sort of an OCD. Okay, so obsessive compulsive disorder, where, you know, maybe they need to have things placed a certain way, or they need to just there's all kinds of different OCDs. Okay, I have OCDs. I have certain things I need to have it the way I like it. Okay. But it doesn't apply to everything, and you know, all that stuff. So they have some sort of an OCD. Okay. Or they're a perfectionist. They're tall. Okay, they're tall. They're soft spoken. Again, some people, because I've done these readings before, and when I get soft spoken, if it's a girl, soft spoken is probably okay, but I do have feedbacks where girls say, I don't like soft spoken guys. But you know, soft spoken does not mean that they're like not manly, or they're just very like feminine or something. It just means that they don't like to raise their voice. Again, it's kind of, I would say, like Capricorn, almost a little bit reflecting that, meaning they are very good at suppressing their angers and feelings and all of that. So they don't like to raise their voice. Maybe they don't like to be very loud, which is kind of interesting because we have the Aries card. Aries tend to be quite loud and energetic and entertaining. But soft-spoken could be, you could still be super serious and super stern and still be very soft-spoken. Like right now, you can be like, are you sure you want to do that? Okay, right? And it could still be very manly, very sexy. Instead of being very loud, like what I'm doing right now. So I just want to say, and also I do want to also mention, this is a general reading, so not everything's going to match. Okay, so if soft spoken is something like you're definitely like, oh my god, no, or perfectionist, no, then your person might be tall, right? And then an athletic person, there you go. They might be tall and athletic, and they not necessarily be soft spoken and perfectionist. Okay, and then a big age gap. So this person might be a lot older than you, or a lot younger than you. Okay, athletic, I could see this kind of reflects the Aries energy, where this person is very energetic, athletic, loves all kinds of sports. Not necessarily mean that Capricorn is not, but you know, they could be too. So you know, it could be any combination of all of the things I've said so far. So if it matches at least 60-70% for a general reading, I think that's a pretty high percentage. So again, it's not everything is going to match, okay, but they might possess a lot of these qualities. Okay, so now next thing, moving on, we are going to take a look at it. Will you guys be compatible? Okay, will you two be compatible with each other? We have the Page of Swords. Interesting. I think you guys are very, very curious about each other. I think you guys will want to find out a lot about each other. Again, this is, especially if they possess a very heavy Capricorn energy, then you'll definitely feel like you want to find out more, because they tend to not share a lot, versus Aries, they might tell you everything, right? So with the Page of Swords card, definitely this person is very curious about you, or maybe you're very curious about this person. This is kind of interesting. Sometimes this card shows up, it's also about stalker energy. And remember, we have the Six of Cups over here, so it's somebody that you might know already. So if that is the case, this person might be stalking you a little bit. Okay, yeah, this person might be stalking you a little. So are you guys compatible? I would say it's still at a very young energy right now, which is kind of interesting because pile number 1 got the Page of Wands. So there is potential that you guys will be compatible, but right now there's still a lot of things unknown up in the air. And this person, you guys are still trying to learn more about each other. I think there's still some mystery between the two of you that you guys have not explored or spoken about, right? Or telling each other about. So, or once you guys meet, I don't think you guys will know right away. There's still like a little bit of exploring that needs to happen in order to see if you guys will be super compatible or something like that. But because of this card showing up, I actually do think usually when this card shows up, I do think that you guys might not have a lot of similarity. Okay, so you guys might tend to be quite opposite of each other. That's why you want to find out more about this person, or they want to find out more about you, because you guys are not similar. If it's similar already, then you'll like, oh, I know this person, right? I don't want to find out more. But it's because you guys are very different, and that's why I think there's this curiosity that's being piqued. So hence you guys are probably the opposite that attracts type of thing. So I guess if you want to say, are you guys compatible? You guys could be compatible, but sometimes you want to be careful because you don't want to fall into the trap where, because you guys are so different, and because that's very interesting and that's very intense at the beginning, but eventually when all these initial like fizz and all these initial excitement's gone, you guys will realize you guys are so different, you don't have anything in common, that the relationship is hard to keep up. Okay, so because of that, you do want to be a little careful. I do see you guys are quite different from each other. Okay, so compatibility wise, maybe at the beginning, because it's so interesting, you guys think you guys are completely compatible, but then as time goes on, if you guys don't have something that you like, similar interests that you develop, or seeing things or having the same values, it's easy to grow apart. Okay, so now let's take a look at, will this be a long-term relationship? Will this turn into a long-term relationship? Meaning, is there a potential that you guys will be together forever, right? Marriage, or if you don't want to get married, maybe like a long-term partner. Okay, so, ooh, 4 of Cups. Okay. 4 of Cups is kind of interesting. At the beginning, I was like, oh, this person is wearing a dress, like a wedding dress, but not quite. Okay, so 4 of Cups and the regular Rider-Waite, it's about missed opportunity, or it's about thinking about things that it's missing. Okay, so is it a long-term relationship? Will it be a long-term relationship? I think once you guys are together for a longer time, okay, like I said earlier over here about the compatibility thing, I think eventually, if you guys are so different, you will start to think there's something missing from the relationship. Okay, and is there somebody better? You're going to be thinking, oh, do I have a better option out there? Okay, so let me grab one more. Okay, forgiving and learning. Interesting. Is this going to be a long-term relationship? I think you guys need to learn need to learn from each other, need to learn about each other, need to listen about each other, and forgive if you guys are very different. There's no right and wrong. It's probably just because you guys don't have different background, raised up differently, different values, and so neither of you are wrong. You just need to find out like a compromise. And so I think there is a potential, there's a potential to grow into a long-term relationship, but because you guys are quite different, I think there is a possibility where you guys eventually, long-term wise, if you can't, again, where I said earlier, if you don't develop a common interest or start to have similar values and things, one or both of you will think something is missing in this relationship, and if there's a better option out there. So in order for you guys to make it into a long-term relationship, you have to learn to forgive and also always try to find out more about this person. So not let this initial curiosity fade as time goes on. You want to keep digging, keep finding interesting things about your person. And that's how you guys will be able to keep this into a long-term relationship, because I do think that you guys are quite different. And sometimes opposites attract, and it will be a very long-term relationship too, right? So it really depends on the people and how you guys what you do when you are together. Okay, so let's see, any challenges. Okay, are there any challenges between the two of you? Any challenges between the two of you? Any challenges? Are there any challenges? Okay. We have the Fool's card being the challenge. I think challenges, okay. The Fool's card is about taking risks. It's about beginning new things, doing things differently. I think with the Aries energy, it might not be that big of a problem, but with the Capricorn the Capricorn energy, it might be a problem only because that, you know, you can't, Capricorn tends to like to stay, you know, having like doing things repeatedly, patterns, discipline and all of that, right? So I think if again, I do feel like you guys are going to be quite different, and so one is very free-spirited and the other one might be more traditional, grounded, which is good because you guys complement each other. Okay. But sometimes that could be a challenge. Again, this is kind of that similar energy because over, let's see, let me grab one more. Any challenges? What does the Fool card clarify? The Fool card. Yeah, Five of Wands. I think the passion is there, but sometimes you guys will either get quite competitive with each other, or you guys will not see things eye to eye. You guys are quite different, so you will have some sort of an argument or some sort, right? But see, this is the Wands, okay, and not the Swords. So I do think that it's even though you guys are arguing, it's more on the playful side. It's nothing like too hurtful. Okay, saying really hurtful things, trying to win. So I think you guys are quite similar in some ways, where you are both very competitive, okay? But you're different in the way that sometimes one can be more free-spirited and doing things however, and slightly also less mature maybe sometimes, because we have the Fool's card. So maybe maturity wise could be sometimes a little childish, where if it's a Capricorn energy, they might be more mature. Okay, so that would be your challenge, is to find like a middle ground between doing certain things. So I do think sometimes you just have like challenges, like little arguments here and there, just because you guys are quite different personality wise. Okay, so that will be your biggest challenge. All right, so now moving on, any other advice, okay, for this relationship? Any other advice for this relationship? And we have the Five of Coins. Interesting. Any other advice? I think you have a lot of five energy. So freedom is one thing, doing certain things a certain way, because Aries and Capricorn are both quite, Aries is a little more, you know, because they think about themselves a little bit more. than about the other people. And Capricorn is just very stubborn. And so I do think there is a possibility of like feeling like being controlled sometimes and not like having freedom to do things that you wanted it to do. You have to follow what they wanted to do. So with the Five of Coins, I do think that there's also maybe not only about like the freedom to do things or to make your own decisions and have them follow what you wanted to do, but also with the Five of Coins is that like financially they also I think I would definitely say that you want to be independent. Okay, there any advice for you guys? And the Five of Coins shows up is that you need to be stable financially, because otherwise, if not only you guys have different personality, and if you have different values in regards to like financial, how you handle your finances, or if one person is more dependent on the other person financially, I think that is probably going to cause some problems, okay, between the two people. So financial hardships could be something that maybe that would be like a problem for you guys, or freedom. When I say freedom, is that the one person trying to control the other person and not allowing the other person to do certain things, right? Because they always go from their own personal point of view instead of thinking about the other person's point of view. So that is that. Okay, for pile number 2. I don't see the big age gap thing is also that too, right? Because the maturity versus the younger person. So again, they might say, oh, you don't understand and you should listen to me, that type of thing. And you're like, no, or vice versa, right? So that could be a little bit of a challenge for you guys too. So that's what I see for pile number 2. Let me know if this resonated, or I mean, it's in general, I don't think it's too big of a problem, but definitely some issues, like all relationships, that there's things that you guys need to work out and work around, compromise, right? So that's what I see over here for pile number 2. Let me know if this helps or if it resonated. If anything you would like to share with me, you can leave it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel under my video, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. All right, pile number 3. This is your reading on your next relationship. The first one we're going to see is if there's any new love interest coming into your life soon. Is there any love interest coming into your life soon? Okay, we have the King of Swords in reverse. And then we have, so now, when will this person come in? When will you guys meet? When will you guys meet? When? What's the timeline? We have 4 of Coins. Okay, and then how will you guys meet? How will you, oh, wow, we have the Hierophant. Okay, interesting. So now we have the, okay, The first card is there new love interest coming into your life soon? And we have the King of Swords in reverse. I would say that it's not soon, okay? Because if it's King of Swords, first of all, it's a swords card, so the energy is a little bit faster. However, the king is a little bit more careful, a little bit more thought out, you know, a planner and that type of energy. So, but the thing is, even though they're more mature, they're a planner and all of that, but with the swords card, it will still be, because they're a warrior, right? So it will still be a little bit faster, but coming out in reverse, combined with the timeline of 4 of coins, I do think it's going to actually take a little bit of time. The coins card is years, okay? It goes by years, and we have 4 of coins. That would be like within the next 4 years. So the maximum that you might have to wait for your next relationship is about 4 years. I do think it's going to be quite long, but for some of you, but obviously this is, I would say, like, this relationship, but okay, this is the thing, how you guys will meet. It could be through some sort, because this is a Hierophant card, it could be through religion. So you guys might have the same religion, so maybe through like church, or if you go to like church groups or something like that, or if you're not a, you know, like Christian or Catholic or something like that. If you're a Buddhist, maybe going to like temples. If you don't have any spiritual beliefs or something like that, but so it might be because you guys maybe went on like a trip or something, and then you went to visit like cathedrals or something like that, and you might be meeting somebody there at like a church or a temple or some sort of a religious building, or like a religious gathering. That's why you guys met up. It does not reflect your own belief, but it could be a place that you guys meet up. Also, I would say with the Hierophant card shows up, I would say like you could meet like using traditional method. Okay, traditional method could be through like, it's gonna sound really, really old school, but like arranged marriage or something like that. Okay, that's a possibility. Or it could be through like friends and family, because people who's married, okay, so maybe you could have met your person because of some sort of a ceremony. It could be a wedding ceremony, right? Somebody's getting married, and then you went to their ceremony, and then that's how you met your other person. And I would say your person might be a little traditional too, because this comes up over here, and I've from the readings I've done so far with the different piles, and I did a Chinese version as well, this card showing up usually kind of reflects a little bit of the other cards that's going to come out about this person. So this also reflects a little bit of that personality of this person. So this person might be a little traditional. This person might be a little old school, could be quite mature, could be older than you. If not older than you, they definitely have like a lot of like life experiences or something like that. Okay. So that's how you guys will meet, most likely through some sort of a ceremony or religious thing. Yeah. Okay. Or actually the Hierophant could be also not just religiously, but also through school, because that's also about schooling or big organization. So it could be like, you know, school, right? Educational institution, or like huge company that you work at. So if you work at a small company, then most likely this will be more reflective of like a religious institution, or like if you maybe go take some kind of a studying or extended education or something like that. But if you work for like a large corporation or a large company, this could also be somebody, this is how you will be meeting this person. It could be somebody that you're working with, okay? And this could be like your boss, your supervisor, your manager, somebody with a higher rank than you. So not necessarily that they're a lot older, but then could mean that their rank, okay, in the company is a little higher than you. But it could also mean like mentor. So like if you go to school, it could be your mentor, it could be your teacher, that type of thing as well. Okay. but yeah, it could take as up to 4 years. Okay. It could, it could be fast, but this is the timeline-ish. So it could take up to 4 years. So it's not going to come quite quickly. So it will depend on this, I guess, how you guys will meet. So if you guys could actually try to go to like religious gathering, or if there's ceremonies, people are getting married or something like that, try to attend to those because there's a possibility of you might be meeting people there, or like go to school, or if you get employed at a large company or something like that. So it will kind of depend. And then yeah, that's that. So now let's take a look at your person's astrology sign. Okay, your person's astrology sign. What would they have, like their personality, etc.? What kind of sign would they have? Mercury and Libra. Okay, interesting. Mercury, it's the guardian planet for Gemini and Virgo. So they're going to possess some kind of a Mercury energy, which is communication and thinking. Okay, thoughts and communication. So if it's more Gemini energy, then they're very super quick, they're very witty, they're very smart with words, they changes a lot, they're very adaptive to a lot of things, and super quick thinking and talkative and curious. If it's more of a Virgo energy, then they might be very inquisitive. Yes, they're still inquisitive, but then they are more on the analytical side. So they're very good at analyzing things. They might not be as quick as the Gemini, but they are very detail oriented, and very, very grounded. Okay. Libra energy, very so this person will care about like being fair with everything, finding balance in things, justice, right? And I think relationships might be quite important for this person too, because of the Libra showing up right here. What else? Okay. This person might also have Libra in Mercury, okay, or Mercury in Libra. What that is that this person, whenever they speak, they will always process it and make sure that they embellish it with really nice words. They find good balance whenever they talk to people. They want to make sure there's no misunderstanding. It sounds fair to everyone involved. And they want to make sure that the communication, both parties are heard, and finding balance in everything. And what else? We'll see which majority of the energy will come through with more cards showing up. Okay, so now that's it. I do want to say that maybe they have it does not necessarily mean that their sun sign is going to be Libra. They could also have very strong placement in Libra signs with other like planets, or maybe strong 7th house placements or something like that. Okay. All right, so what is this person like? Visionary, very nice. And a prince. Oh, look at that. Okay, because this is a general reading, so we're not going to take gender into consideration. So it could be prince or princess, which kind of matches the Libra energy, because this person is very elegant, they care about beauty, they care about how they look, the image and everything. So this prince kind of reflects that, right? Prince or princess, they are probably, they care about their images. So over here we have romantic charm and potential for power. So they're very romantic. They are Prince Charming or Snow White, if you want to call them that. and visionary. This is kind of interesting because Mercury and visionary are kind of like, it kind of reflects each other about this as well. So the capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable, and a little bit of Aquarius energy. Okay, so this is again kind of feels a little bit like the first pile where air energy is very strong, and then we do have over here, which is the Taurus energy, because number one has very strong Aquarius energy and a little bit of Taurus coming through too. So this person could be a visionary, or they could see things that people cannot see. They're very innovative, and with this I even think like they might have good sense of seeing into the future, like a good sense of predicting something. It could be like, you know, like spiritual, where they could connect with the other dimensions, right? But it could also just be that they're very good at seeing into the future, because over here we have the Mercury energy, right? So maybe if they have very strong Virgo energy, very analytical, and combined with Gemini, where they are very quick at seeing the trends and all that, and so with the two energy combining, they could be a very good visionary. They see things before everybody else sees it. So most of the people might even think they're crazy, like, no, that's not ever gonna work, and then they make that thing happen, right? Kind of like Tesla, Apple, right? Steve Jobs type of people energy, that I can kind of feel that. So now we have I feel like with the Prince and Princess card, this person is a very good dresser. They could also be into like maybe fashion or cosmetics or anything that's beauty related. Okay, so they could be their job could be also about that, or if it's not, it's their hobby. Okay, they like knowing about these or keeping up with the trends. So this is one of their jobs options. Okay, so I would say that they might not be currently employed, or maybe if they're employed, then maybe they're deciding on moving to a different companies or switching jobs or something like that. Okay, whenever you meet this person. And also, let's see. Oh, okay, nutrition. This person also cares about being nutritious, okay, with their food, what they put into their body. They could be a chef. If they're not a chef, then they're a very good cook, and they could also be a nutritionist, okay, or something that's evolving. I also think like weight training or something, like trainer of some sort, coach, sports person, something like that. Okay, so we using this deck that I created, see any other personality coming through or things about this person that pile number 3 is going to date their next relationship. We have book smart. Yep, this person is very smart. This is so interesting because pile number 1 got this too, because I feel like with this air energy come out, it always comes out with that. Okay, this person is going to be around the same age as you. I would say plus minus 1 or 2 is still probably considered around the same age. Okay, so it's not a huge age gap. This person not only book smart, they're very street smart too. Wow, they're covered all the way around, which is kind of interesting because Gemini do kind of feel that too, right? They like to know a lot about things, and they're not only book smart, but they're street smart. Visionary, right? Not only book smart, but street smart. Muscular. Again, I knew it was gonna, I was like, weight training somehow came through. So they're very muscular. If it's girl, even if it's muscular, it just means that they're very fit, I would say. So muscular or fit. So that's that. Or very athletic, very sporty. Okay, this person could be a little bit of a pessimistic. So I guess they sometimes look things like the worst case scenario. So they always have maybe like a black backup plan or some sort, just so that they're covered all the way around. Book smart is destroying, right? They're always covered all the way around. So again, I want to say whenever I get to this part, before moving on, I want to say that everything I just said, it's a combination of things. Okay, so what I mean is that it is a general reading, so not everything is going to match 100%. If it kind of matches 70 to 80% of what you like about a person, I think that's a pretty high percentage already. And sometimes who you meet is kind of out of your control. Once you meet this person, even if you don't think you like this person or like a certain personality about something, but everything else matches, sometimes you just let that go too, right? So I do just want to put it out there that not everything is going to match because it is a general reading. Some people think, oh wow, being muscular and pessimistic is great. I don't know. But I don't want them to be the same age. I want somebody who's older, or I love people who are younger. Well, then maybe this person is not the same age, but they could still be all the other things, right? So again, this is a general reading. Not everything's going to match, but take it how it resonates, okay? Now, moving on, will you guys be compatible? Will you guys be compatible with each other? Will you guys be compatible with each other? Will pile number 3 be compatible? We have another card that flew out. Let me just see. Okay, the two cards that flew out is the Knight of Swords and the King of Cups. Both of them are in reverse. It's kind of interesting. All of these kings and like court cards are coming out in reverse. So will you guys be compatible? I would say that well, if it's coming out in reverse, I would say that I think there's some things that you guys might not be super compatible with, okay? There are things that you guys, okay. With the King of Cups, this is the person with a lot of love, right? But they don't show it. Knight of Swords. This person is very quick, jump into conclusion, but both of them are in reverse. So I actually think that this person, they might appear to be super gentle, super caring, but you really want to see also, does their action matches what they say? So they might be more of a sayer than a doer. You want to make sure whatever they say, their behavior matches, okay? Because over here, the the Knight of Swords comes out in reverse, means this is more of a thinker or fast thinker, or also sometimes I could take the Swords card as an action card as well, because it's a warrior card. That where when it coming out in reverse combined with this, I do feel like both of them, this person they could tell you all kinds of beautiful things, but they might not be able to act upon it. So in that way, I feel like it might not be the best thing, because you want well, I mean, if you like to listen to good words, if your like love language is hearing compliments and stuff like that, I think it works. But if you rather have them do certain things, I feel like you're going to have a little bit of trouble with them doing stuff, okay, for you. You might have to ask them a lot to come. It is quite air energy heavy, so yeah, they probably think a lot, but they won't be able to do all of it. They're gonna have a little bit of trouble carrying through their thoughts or their action, okay? But they're able to tell you a lot of wonderful things, right? So now let's take a look at, is this going to be a long-lasting relationship? Will this be a long-lasting relationship? We have 8 of Swords. Again, a Swords energy heavy. Five of Swords is winning or losing. You know, it's a fighting card, okay? It's a conflict card. I do think there's going to be some sort of a conflict. Is it a long-lasting relationship? I think you guys sometimes are going to have, see over here we have these two cards coming up in reverse. This might not be the most compatible relationship, but I do think like you guys will, you know, might be drawn to each other at the beginning. That's why you would, you know, be in a relationship. This is about your next relationship, but there's some things that you guys are not compatible with, okay? And you're gonna have probably, because of that, it's going to result some sort of a conflict, or you guys are going to argue about things. You're not going to see eye to eye about things. And let's get one more card from the romance angel about if this is going to be a long-lasting relationship. Oh wow, this is a true love. Okay. So I definitely think, see, this is the thing. Sometimes the person that you just don't feel compatible with, but you love them so much. Okay, so I feel like pile number 3, this next romantic or relationship that you're going to be in, it's going to be, you're going to be on a roller coaster ride, okay? Because you're going to have a lot of hoops, a lot of obstacles to go through. You're going, because you love this person a lot and you're willing to compromise, you're willing to lose, right? Let the person win. You're willing to do a lot of things for them, even though you guys are not compatible. So if I do think if you guys can work things out, there is a good possibility. Definitely a true love, but will it last? I think it will take for both sides to make this relationship long lasting, okay? Because we do have this 5 of Swords coming up, so there's going to be a lot of arguments, okay? But as long as, you know, you have love as the basis of things, I think there is the potential to grow into something long lasting, okay? But I do think there's things that you need to work through, because compatibility wise, this person will say a lot of things, but they can't keep their promises, I just feel like. And that if that's a deal breaker for you, you're definitely gonna have a lot of arguments about that, okay? But you love this person, so I don't know. All right, so now any challenges? Any other challenges for this relationship? Any other challenges for this relationships? Any other challenge for this relationship? Okay, it keeps on coming out, wanting to come out in reverse. There's so many reversal cards for pile number 3. Okay, we have the Knight of Coins in reverse. Okay, Knight of Coins, upright, it means this person is committed. This person will keep their promises. They are stable. And this coming up in reverse, like I said over here, this person might be a little flaky. I do feel a lot of air energy right here, okay, too, for pile number 3. Not that air signs are flaky, but I do want to say that they do change a lot, okay? Flaky because they're always changing their thinking, because they're very adaptive. So sometimes, depending on the situation, they're gonna change. Whatever they tell you before, they're gonna have to change because the situation is different, right? So maybe one of the things that they will say a lot is, it depends. Whenever you tell them anything, they'll say, we'll see, it depends. And so with this, I feel like challenges is that they might not be ready for a committed, settled relationship. And that's going to maybe also cause you guys having a little bit of some arguments and not seeing eye to eye in certain things. And this person also, sometimes, a lot of times, they might break their promises. That's one of their challenges, which just kind of shows up here too, right? Look, all of your court cards are reversed. So yeah, I think that's one of the challenges, is that this person a lot of times they'll say things, but then they won't be able to carry it through. And I really do think this is one of the biggest challenge for your relationship, is they won't be able to carry through things that they say. All right, advice for this relationship. How do we make this last? Okay, wow, we finally have an upright card, which is the King of Wands. Okay, advice for you guys: as long as you have love, as long as you have chemistry, as long as you have passion for each other, which is this card right here, as long as you have these as the basis, I think none of these challenges and problems that I just showed up here are going to be a problem. You guys will work it through. You guys, even if you have little small arguments like we talked about over here with the Five of Swords, it's not going to be that big of a deal. You guys will work it through. You guys will make it last, right? So your advice is you got to keep up your passion. Also, the advice over here is for either for you or your person, probably your person more, to carry through with their plan, because this is a King of Wands. King of Wands is a person of their words, right? And so and they're very, very action oriented. So in order for your relationship to work, also, not only you guys have to have love and passion and chemistry for each other, but also the ability to carry through the plan and act upon the things that you and your person said you guys will do. So if your person lacks action, maybe you got to push them a little bit. Maybe you got to be the person that's kind of pushing them, even though you guys will, you know, get into arguments or something about something like that. But if this is the person that you want to be with, maybe it's worth a try, right? To do it for them and with them. So this is what I see for pile number 3, and I hope this helps. This is your next relationship, and also you guys have the longest timeline too. It could take up to 4 years to go into your next relationship. But yeah, well, good luck. And if this resonates, you can leave it in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel, enjoy my video, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.